Theology, Esoteric, Life Coaching, where we deal with the supernatural, metaphysical, and all that fun stuff. Been doing this work or studying it, teaching it, practicing it for over 50 years. Some of you may be asking, how can you been doing this for over 50 years? You're not that old. Well, I'm pretty ancient, guys. Camera takes away 10 years. Alright, today's reading I want to do a little differently. I want to show you how to do a health reading. Right? Now, I'm not here to diagnose, heal, or any of that stuff. I'm going to teach you how to do it yourself. Right? To use the tarot, or again your own intuition, to maybe get a better understanding. And again, this is not to replace your practitioner's care or anything like that. This is again for entertainment, but at the same time it's going to help you maybe hone in on what could be going on with you. And we can do this physically, mentally, or spiritually. We can do it mechanical, chemical, electrical. It just depends on what you set up prior to going in, right? For me, intentions are in 10 ion, so I'm activating the power of 10 or amping my energy up. We'll just say 10% or 10 times. And I know those are different, but again, I'm just giving you variations. Just we focus and amp our energy up to download information beyond what our mind may be thinking, our physical human mind may be thinking. So we're opening up to the broader aspect of the universe. So normally I'll get my oracle cards out for a client, and then I'll throw 3 of them out. One of them will be physical, mental, and then spiritual, or whatever trinity you want. But because this is more focused on health today, I looked at each one of these, and we get the second chakra, Archangel Michael. So we're going to look at that second chakra system. We look at appreciation, and then we look at the 7th chakra. So these are the 3 cards we get. Hope you see those okay. So each one of these are coming out good, right? And again, my physical, mental, and spiritual, all these, because they're coming upright, doesn't necessarily mean that it's always positive. It could be that you need to pay attention to your 2nd chakra. Now, if you're not familiar with the chakra system, it's an old Indian, Hindu, and a whole bunch of other religions. They have different words, different methods, but it's all the same thing, Chinese or whatever. And we have our first system, what we call our sacral. Now, sacral basically is just all your elimination system, your bowels, right? Your bottom, your spine, the bottom of your spine, and any organs within that system, even part of your hips are part of that system, right? Some of your lymphatics are down there in that area. Then we can go into the 2nd chakra system, which is more your reproduction, your sexual organs. Any of those organs that are down there, even part of the bladder is down there. For women, your parts, men, your parts. Then we can go into the 3rd chakra system, which is all the intestines and organs in this system, right? So you have your liver, spleen, pancreas. You have the large intestine, the ascending, which the small intestine that goes into the large intestine then goes to the ileocecal valve, and then that goes to the ascending, through the hepatic flexure, your transverse, your splenic flexure, then your descending, and then through the sphincter and out. So that's in all 3 chakras. So if you have anything with the digestive system, it depends if it's going to be up in the upper, in the flexures, or down lower. But the 3rd chakra is going to contain, again, spleen, pancreas, stomach, gallbladder, bladder, or kidneys, right? Any of that's in this area. And then we get up to the 4th chakra. So literally your heart, the mechanical heart, lungs, your thymus, and anything that goes there. Third chakra is your thyroid, parathyroid, and again, all the hormones, excretions, all that stuff. And we get up in through the again, that includes the mouth, teeth, all that good stuff. Then we go up to the third, which is we'll just group them all together: pineal, hypothalamus, pituitary, hippocampus, anything within the brain. And so the seventh is sort of all this is regulating the entire system. So again, but keep in mind it's physical, within the cranium, within the blood vessels, and again, blood, bones is in each one of these. So when I do a reading for a client, I go ahead and just simply lay out the 7 cards in order, right? Or I can shuffle, do whatever your system there is. But for the sake of this thing, I'm just going to lay out all 7. I'm going to start with the 7th chakra and work my way down, or you can work from the bottom and your way up, right? Immediately we get the soul or the sun for the top, 7th chakra, and again we already got the 7th chakra in here. So it wants us to pay attention to that 7th chakra, not bad or good, but pay attention to it or focus upon it more. Then we end up with the ace, right? The Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands again is going to be third eye. Right? Then we're going to go into the Ten of Swords, upside down or reverse. And it is a blue card too, by the way, which is going to go with the throat, which is blue. Right? Because again, we got red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. Again, we're keeping to the basic 7s. We know there's more, but just let's keep, this is a basic teaching of understanding this. And that's Ten of Swords. So that's going to be in our throat. So our words in this case are no longer sharp, right? Or we're going to look at the thymus, or we're going to look at the thyroid, parathyroid, teeth, throat, larynx, all that stuff. And so there's some weakness around that, right? You may be tired, lethargic a little bit, so we may look at hypothyroidism or hyperthyroidism. Or we can look at the parathyroids, which take the calcium out of the body to help with the acid. So we'll look at that. We get the Wheel of Fortune for the heart, and it is reversed. So circulatory system, right? It's circulating everything, and it's in reverse. So we got to maybe take a look at that since it is in reverse. And it's interesting that we get the Three of Cups because it's the third chakra, and it's all happy, right? So this can do with your digestive system. This does with your solar plexus, right? Your bread basket was in my head. Solar plexus, right? Because we also have the bread basket, which we call this area, but we also got the pancreas. But pancreas just means pan or bread. Basically, it means bread, sweet bread. Okay. And we go into the second chakra, which is the Five of, or the Hierophant, which is upside down. So some of the organs, we'll look at that. And then finally, we get the root chakra, which is the Queen of Batons. Right? So we sort of got the feminine issues there. Now that's all 7. If you want to, we can put them out this way so you can maybe see them, if you can see them at all. And again, you can lay them sideways, up or down. It just depends on how you want to read for the client. So if I were just doing a quick reading, you'll see those okay, probably not. There. Y'all can zoom in if you need to see something. But again, when I'm seeing up in the crown chakra or up in the 7th, everything's running there. You know, I would, and again, I'm not. I would simply just say, yeah, everything's running good up there. Neurons are connecting. The ganglion are connecting. The synapses are going fine. I'm firing. You see these little light bulbs in there, these little lights, if you can see. Those are bouncing around fine. And then we come into the third chakra, the ace. I see that that third chakra is opened up. Again, some of you have been doing your work, cleaning the body out, decalcifying the third eye or the pituitary, pineal gland, any of that type stuff. So your brain is communicating the proper hormones, because these guys, the hypothalamus, pituitary, all this stuff is the conductor and the baton. They work in harmony to excrete and excrete hormones or whatever the body needs to keep those organs running. Excuse. And then we have the Ten of Swords upside down. Now, in one sense, if the Ten of Swords were right side up, it's poking into the man, right? Or this, but it is in reverse. So, in one sense, it's not negative that it's reversed. Is that there's nothing too harsh, right, affecting the growth hormones or your thyroid. If the thyroid is having a problem, you may take a look at the sodium intake. Again, I'm not diagnosing, just some of the things that are associated with this. And then we get the Wheel of Fortune in the heart area, right? And this is the reverse of the circulatory system slows. Well, what that would mean with me and my client is I would ask them about their exercise. How much do they exercise? How much fat are they intaking? The ratio, good fat to bad fat, if you will. You know, we would look at the dietary. I have background in nutrition and other stuff, but again, not diagnosing, just let my client, I'm letting them know that there's issues with that heart circulatory system. If I'm getting anything, if I want more information, I can lay out more cards. Right, so let's lay out more cards in that instant. So I get the Ace of Cups, pretty good. And then I get the Six of Cups, it's open, it's receiving. And I get the Six of Swords in reverse as well. So I've already got the swords, the Ten of Swords, the Ten of Swords reverse. And then I get the more swords reverse. And so that, and again, when I'm doing the reading, you have to understand, and I also read with the knowledge of Chinese medicine. And each organ is paired with another organ, much like kidneys and bladder, gallbladder and liver, spleen, pancreas, and stomach. Those are all three. And so you have fire, water, earth, or metal and air systems, and wood in that Chinese medicine. And I can go on the five element theory of what's not working. Is there not enough water? If I get swords, that's metal. Metal is also air. It's lungs, right? So if I'm getting throat, I'm getting air. Everything's running okay here. It's not too sharp, right? It's running okay. And then when I get the Wheel of Fortune in the fourth area, then I'm able then to go, okay, the circulatory system's slow. So depending on the hour of which I'm doing, the circulatory system may be sedate, right? Or if I get this and there's other cards that come with it that say it's rapid, but if the heart's supposed to be tonified, because the heart and small intestine are paired. So when each organ, those paired organs, one of them is going to be tonified and the other one's going to be sedate, or one's yin, one's yang, if that makes sense. And so there's times of the day where certain organs are shut down or turned down or sleeping, dormant, and then the opposite of that organ's out, right? So for an instance, if you have trouble sleeping because you go to bed around 11 or 1 o'clock, the liver's coming on. The liver is in charge of the brain, and the brain may be overactive. So your liver may need to be detoxified. Stuff like that is what we would talk about. But we immediately get the Ace of Cups and the Six of Cups, which are great. And so that's telling me that everything's fine-tuned, it's happy, it's running fine. So just because the Wheel of Fortune's upside down, again, it could be because my client's heart is on the low end, right? And I can say, you know, I see that you're pretty calm right now. The heart's pumping slow. So all this will tell me that. So then we go into the third chakra, which is, everything's great there. It's Three of Cups. It's happy. It's running. Things are circulating. Right? I can see things are coming in, going out, even by the card. So you look at the card, you see the energy or the light going in one cup and then out and into another cup. And it's upright. So that tells me the intestines are going up, in, out. Right? So pretty good. And then I see we get the upside down on the Hierophant. So you may not be eating a traditional meals, right? You may have, or you may be doing an alternative eating source, meaning away from mainstream government system. You may be eating healthy. You may be knocking back off of red meats. You may only be doing carbs or may not be doing carbs. Whatever that diet is, it's different in its alternative. And we can throw a card out real quick to see, but this diet that I'm seeing is lacking some nutrients, vitamins, your omegas, your omega-3, 6, and 9s. I would be able to tell this client that, you may want to have those checks because I'm seeing that those omegas are low. I'm seeing the vitamin E on the alpha side is low. Right? So immediately I get the 7 of coins. That means that in one sense, the diet, this tells me they're on a diet. But some of the diet they're on is depriving the body of certain nutrients. But this person's waiting in one sense to get the reward of that diet. So they're like, no, I got another 3 days on it. I got another 3 days. I can't come off of it. Okay, all I'm saying is that what I'm seeing or feeling here is that your nutrients are taking a hit, right? So if you're starting to feel weak, your blood circulatory system's low, your hypothyroid, I'll go back to all these other cards. And then I can go and I get the 9 of swords in reverse. So all the swords, 6, 9, and 10 are all reversed, right? And this person may not be sleeping well, or they're waiting to do or doing it. This may, from what I'm reading on this, if it was a client, they're doing a cleanse because they're about to do a full moon ceremony. I know that makes, how I get that is I can look at the 9. And so what they're doing is they're preparing, and their body's a little stressed. Mind is, right, the mental is stressed. Swords are about stress, and so the full moon's right there. And so for me, I would say that this client's doing a cleansing to do a ceremony of some sort, and it's around the full moon, or new moon, or whatever this may be upon the reading. And then I get the 6 of coins, which is, again, good for me, and it's upright. So whatever they're doing is going to pay off, right? Which means that those organs are doing fine. And then we finally get down to the Queen of Batons, or staffs, rods, whatever you want to call them. But everything seems, and it's pretty fiery up, it's flaming. The sexual organs in that area, the elimination system's okay. I would say that there is a lot of passion right now with certain moons, full moons and whatnot. You may feel a more sexual drive, and what I'm seeing here is there's more of a sexual drive happening, and that looks to be healthy as well. All right, and then I would just surmise what I just went over with that client, and if they have any questions, I would always say check with your health provider. If you want any alternatives or any different opinions, I can give you opinions, but I can't diagnose or treat or any of that stuff. What I can do is tell you what I'm feeling and seeing. Right, guys? Well, that's a medical reading that I would give, because I've done, and I haven't done them in a while, just because, again, I'm changing everything, but I was hooked up with a few doctors, medical doctors, alternative, holistic doctors, naturopaths, and I would do medical intuitive readings for them, because, again, I can throw the cards out or not throw the cards out. If I need more specific information on that client, and again, I don't need to know their whole dossier. The doctors I work with understand how this stuff works, and they're open to it, because they don't like to do a lot of exploratory surgery. So a lot of times you can consult the cards and get an idea of what may be going on or what system's out of whack, because you may have pain somewhere, but it may be referred or radiating. There's different terminologies. If you're feeling back pains, you go to a chiropractor, but the back pain said you may have kidney stones. You see what I'm saying? Everything may be feeling one way, because in the body, the organs, again, are paired. So normally if you feel it in one organ or that area of the body where that organ or the 7th system is, again, circulatory, immune system, whatever, if you're feeling it in that area and there's an organ there, which is the one that you're feeling is through the yin, or the softer organ, the open organ. And that organ is what's feeling it, because it's getting its transmissions from the yang organ. So normally it's the yang organ that's out. So doctors have a tendency to treat the symptom, not the problem. So the yin is the symptom, right? But the origin is happening from the yang organ, right? Again, we can go into a lot of that, but you get the idea of just doing a 7-spread reading for the body. So hopefully that helped you out, and then I'll also bring out a second video today of just a daily tarot reading. Alright guys, appreciate it.